Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another list building video, this time on the D-Day Waffen SS book. So with the D-Day books, they decided to split the Heer Germans and the Waffen SS. All the other books, they are just all merged as one. But it'll be interesting for the Germans because now we'll see some more aggressive, fanatical stuff compared to the careful, confident, trained and veteran stuff that we used to seeing with the Germans. So the first one is going to be the SS Tiger Tank Company. Okay, so the Tiger SS Tank Company, the Tiger's actually a little bit more expensive than the Heer variant. That's because they're the only ones who are not aggressive in the SS book. They are confident, as we'll see. So we have a total of 7 Tiger 1s. We also have some light AA beefing up their formation. We have some SS Scouts and 2 8.8 centimeter AA guns. And we have the Tiger Race card, so if we attach that to the unit of 3, that'll be 40, which will make it a perfect reserve unit if you need reserves, and we also have the lucky card just in case. Okay, so the Tiger 1, the armor, the movement and weapons are all going to be the same. It's careful, like all the Tigers we've seen so far. There's an SS Tiger motivation of 2+, so as long as you don't roll 1s, you'll be okay. So that's what our lucky card is there for, and it is veteran on a 3+. Okay, so helping to anchor the formation and to protect against enemy air, we have the SDKFZ 10-4. So when it's moving 6 shots, is decent enough. Decent against dug-in infantry as well. But remember, it is aggressive. There's a flat 4-up save, so whatever hits it is a 4+. Otherwise, it's dead. It's fearless though, and it is trained on a 4+. If that makes any difference to any of you. Okay, so Tiger Races, we've seen it a few times in the previous list, but we've never actually looked at it, so I will go over them a bit. So we have Clever Hands, so basically this unit gains Scout, so it's not too bad if you're coming in from reserve. So basically when this model gets placed on the table, then you roll for your Tiger Race. The next one we have is Deadly Gunner. So the unit leader may reroll 1 failed firepower test during the shooting step. Bear in mind, this is the unit leader, not the unit itself. So the other 2 tanks. We have rapid fire. So again, the unit leader's Tiger tank has a halted rate of fire of 3. So remember, you're not going to get 2 when you move in, but when you stop, it's 3. We then have Schnell. So the unit passes blitz move tests on a 2+. Not too bad, I suppose. Ducking in and out of cover, and then the final one, roll over them. The unit leader's Tiger tank hits on assaults on a 2+. You might need this one, especially since there's no infantry or artillery in this list. So getting rid of infantry, that's going to be a good one to have. And then if you roll a 6, you get to choose. Okay, Panther SS Tank Company now. So these Panthers are slightly cheaper, which we'll see, but we do have the SS Tigers and their trusty Tiger Race beefing up the formation, again with the 10-4 light AA platoon and Scouts and a lucky card as well. But we do have a good solid unit of 4 SS Panthers and 2 HQs. But again, fortunately, no infantry and no artillery. Okay, so the SS Panther is aggressive. The armor, movement, and weapons are the same. It is fearless on a 3+, so making it slightly better than the Heer versions, and it is trained on a 4+. But your unit leaders have a rule called Old Hands. So if units within 6 inches of them, their skill becomes a 3+. But that's only if the formation commander is within 6 inches. But remember with this. Your front line, you're easier to hit. There's a lot of bigger guns out there now, and watch the flanks because even the Shermans can absolutely smash you with that side armor of 5. And assaulting is not going to be fun with top armor 1. Okay, so SS Panzer IVs again come in a little bit cheaper, but we do have the Tigers again backing up. And we have a light AA platoon this time, unit 4. We have some Scouts and we have some SS panzergrenadiers. So they are upgraded to the 9th SS division, so it makes them careful. So you might not be able to use this card, but like if it's a casual game playing with friends, you might be allowed to use it. or just if you are thinking about using it and you're in an event, just double check with the event organizers, because otherwise you'll be using it here. A panzergrenadier platoon, which seems a little bit more strange in this list, but 9th SS, careful infantry would always take them over aggressive ones. Okay, so the Panzer IV, as you expect, is aggressive, but it is fearless on the 3+ and protected ammo, so remounting on 2+. It is skilled, trained on a 4+, but remember the old hands rule, and then the stats are the same. But remember, you're a lot easier to hit now, so your enemy 3-inch guns, 76mm, was it 17-pounders, are really going to tear you up in this game, so be careful how you use them, but you'll get a lot more tanks out of it. Okay, so we have the Stu-Gs SS Tank Company. So again, we were able to mix in some Tigers to help out as well, and the light AA platoon. Again, we have the 9th SS Panzer Grenadier platoons. Remember, double check with your organisers, and some scouts. So far, we haven't actually been able to fit in much artillery with our lists. Hopefully, we will definitely see some now as we're coming into the infantry section of the video. So the SS Stu-Gs, aggressive, fearless, counter-attack on a 4, and protected ammo on a 3+. Train, we remember old hands, and assaults on a 5+. Other than that, it's the same. Don't get any STUHs in the SS Panzer Grenadier SS book, unfortunately, but otherwise you've got a solid assault gun there, and a little bit better than the Panzer IV for the armor, but not as good in assault, and you also lose MGs as well. Okay, so now we have the Armoured SS Panzer Grenadier Company. So this is the 9th SS. So the good thing with this command card is you don't have to apply it to everything. So I've applied it to the infantry platoons, and for free you basically it goes on to their half tracks as well. So we have 2 mounted elements with the HQ in the platoon, a dismounted unit, armoured mortars, armoured flamethrowers, armoured 7.5cm guns, but 6 of them. We also have Tigers, Hummels, and Scout Cars. And we have Tiger Racers again, so there's our reserve sorted. Okay, so this is the stats of your Panzer Grenadiers pre-command card. So aggressive, fearless, trained. Remember the old hands. And then the half tracks are aggressive, fearless, trained, but they have a transport counterattack 5 or 3 if you have someone in them, a remount on a 4, and an assault on a 5+, or 4 or 3 if you have a gentleman in them. The flamethrower half track is a must-have for me. We got a few of them in this list, but really good for digging out infantry, and a lot of times your opponent will be allocating shots to get rid of them while your other elements get to do their own thing. Okay, so the armoured 7.5cm SS gun platoon, pretty decent with its anti-tank 9. Obviously it's aggressive now, but it is fearless, so should stay around a little bit longer. But the anti-tank 9, good against the medium army you'll be up against. Only in the late war books does it start to struggle. Okay, so we've seen it in a few lists, the 9th SS Panzer Division best infantry card. So this changes the infantry teams equipped to careful on a 4, fearless motivation, and they are veteran. So the biggest difference obviously is they're careful now, and obviously it gets attached to the half tracks that they're in, not the half tracks in the formation, and that is for free. It's making them careful, veteran, and this heavy weapon assault. So this isn't affects the half tracks. Their mounted assault rating doesn't change, so it might be 4+ for the half track, but remember it won't go better than a 3 with the people in it. But while we're on the subject of the 9th SS Panzer Division, we do have other command cards, and we usually go over the other ones we have. So we have the 1st Lebensstraße SS Panzer Division, so unwilling volunteers. So this one, it's -1 point per unit, so they're still aggressive, fearless, but have a counterattack on a 5+, and they have a skill rating of green on a 5+. We have the 2nd Das Reich SS Panzer Division, so front swine. So for +1, they have a tactic rating of a 3+. We have the 10th SS Panzer Division, which is -1 points, and basically you lose the whole old hands rule. And then you have the 17th SS Panzer Division. So for -1 point per unit, it has a last stand of a 5+ instead. Okay, so another 9th SS Panzergrenadier Company. So we have one armoured platoon, so they can move around and do things, but the bulk of the formation is on foot. So we have 8cm mortars, 12cm mortars, and we also have the flame half-tracks because we can get them as well. We have some Panzer IVs because I had some points spare, some scouts, and we have 3 Tiger tanks, which have Tiger Race, and of course we have Lucky and the 9th SS Panzer Division upgrade cards. Okay, so exactly the same as the armoured SS Panzergrenadiers, but the amount of Panzerschrecks you can take is slightly different, and that is all. Okay, so we have the SS Reconnaissance Company again, 9th SS. We got a lot of stuff here. I love the Recce companies. It's the little dinky half-tracks that do it for me. And so basically we've got 2 mounted up elements, so one in HQ and one in the platoon, and then we have a dismounted platoon. We have a Recce unit in formation. We have the Recce mortars, the Recce 7.5s, and then the bigger armoured 7.5cm guns. We have some Hummels again, and then the SS Tigers are pretty much solid in all these lists, and the Tiger Race as well, and of course the 9th SS Panzer Division command cards. Okay, so the Recce platoon is similar. Obviously, I've given them Panzerfausts, and then you got the SD-250 half-track, so it's aggressive. But it's not aggressive now because we have our upgrades for it. But remember, the mounted assault will never get better than a 4+, but without anyone in it, it's still a 4+ because of the command cards. And then here we have the little dinky Reconnaissance 7.5 SS gun platoon. So like the other half-tracks just before, it has scout, so you can get into position without taking much damage. But remember, this guy is still aggressive. Okay, 3 build formations that I'm not going to do lists for because they're going to be fairly similar. So we have a half-track SS Scout Company. So basically, you have it's just a formation made up of the Scout cars that we will see in a bit, and a reconnaissance platoon. We then have an armoured car company. So instead of the Scout half-tracks, it's armoured cars, but you can have the half-tracks as well, helping them out. And a reconnaissance platoon. And then finally we have the Puma company, which is, as you'd guess, has Pumas in it. But it's whether you like that scout light spam, that's for you. Okay, so now we're moving on to the supporting elements that we've seen. So the SDKF 221 and 222 are back. So I quite like these guys. Couldn't have them for the D-Day book, but they're back, and I've got them. Mainly because of the 2.8cm gun, which is better than what you can get on the Scout half-tracks. We had an 88 in one of our lists, so they are slightly cheaper than the here ones because they're aggressive, but remember they're fearless, that means they'll rally better, and other than that, they're your SS anti-tank gun, which is solid AT-14. So the Hummel appeared a few times instead of the Vesps in this book, and that is because the Hummel is in the SS version is the same price as the Vesps in the here version, and I want that 2+ firepower on potentially that auto firepower and direct fire. But the only thing it doesn't have is smoke. We also have the SS Panzer IV, not so good as the Stu-Gs because it doesn't have that 2+ rear mount, but it's a decent little tank to have, and I used it once using 2 of them, which comes in at only 10 points. And again, an old friend from mid-war, so we can see wasn't used in the lists. But we have an SD KF 231 or the 8 rad, so a little bit heavier than the other Scout cars, but it comes now with its SS stats, so it's aggressive, it's fearless, counterattacks on a 5 and a last stand on a 4, so not too bad for a Scout car, and that is And that is it for the SS book. So I hope you enjoyed the list. So it's a bit different from the D-Day German because pretty much everything's aggressive apart from I made it careful with a few choice command cards. But overall, an interesting book. Obviously, it's nice to get cheaper units. So now we will go over to the Eastern Front for our next video to German Bagration.